What's up everyone, Paul here. In today's video I'm going to introduce you guys to a portable PA speaker system. And this is a little bit different speaker than the ones we're used to of reviewing. And also by portable I don't mean something that's small enough to fit into your pocket or not even your backpack. I'm talking about something that's compact enough to take around with you, especially if you're a musician, a DJ, or performing artist. But instead of me trying to tell you about it, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so here it is guys, the JBL EON 206P personal PA system. And like I said, it's portable, but it's not portable because it's small, but because you can grab it either from the top or you can also grab it from the two sides. Now it's not very light, but you can still take it with you. Now let me just show you the two ends. You can see the two ends with the two holes on it for your fingers so you can pick it up. And as you can see, it looks a lot like a suitcase. Now to take the speakers off from it, all you got to do is press these buttons on top and the speakers will detach like so. And you can do the same thing on the other side. And once you've done that, then the centerpiece will become your control unit. Now let's take a little bit more detailed look at this. And the first thing on the left here is channel 1, which is a XLR/1/4-inch combo jack rated at 40 kilo ohms balanced. And above that we have a switch that will allow you to select whichever input you're planning to use. On top of that we have a volume knob that will allow you to control the level input for these sources. Above that we have an on-off switch for the bank of knobs above that. And with these knobs, you'll be able to control your reverb from 0 to 100%, our bass control and treble control. Now our bass and treble controls are center detent and they can go from 0 to negative and positive 12 dBs. Now channel 2 is exactly the same thing as channel 1 with the exact same controls, so I'm not even going to get into too much detail on that. Channel 3 and 4 is a little bit different since it's a stereo input and you can either use 2 1/4-inch jacks which are rated at 20 kilo ohms balanced, or you can use 2 RCA jacks rated at 5 kilo ohms unbalanced, and this has its own volume knob as well, so you'll be able to control the level of the input of the devices. Channel 5 and 6 is only a 3.5mm mini jack with no controls above it at all and is rated at 10 kilo ohms unbalanced. Next to that we have our monitor output. So basically if you're planning to use additional speakers to this, you can always output your devices, whatever's playing through the speaker, and with this volume knob you're going to be able to control the level of your output. On the top right side we have our master volume knob, and with this you're going to be able to control the level output to your speakers. On top of that we have a orange LED limit indicator that will start flashing once you're overdriving the speakers. And on top here we have a blue power indicator LED. On the back panel there's really not many things going on, but there's a couple of things that we need to mention. On the left side here we have our right and the left outputs for our speakers, and these are 1/4-inch jacks. On the right side we have our power switch and also the plug for our power cord. The speaker is rated from 100 to 120 volts 60 Hz, so it's mainly made to be used in the United States. The back panel has holes on it, so it vents the area with all the electronics behind it. Also on the back panel above all this we have this indentation with this empty space, and this is here for you to store your cables that came with the speaker. And once you put the speaker on top of all this and you lock it in, this will not go anywhere, so you don't have to worry about carrying your speaker wires with you separately in another bag. Each speaker is rated at 80 watts and it is powered by one 6.5-inch driver. The bass is also enhanced by the 2 bass reflex ports located on each side of the speaker. On the top, to further enhance the sound, there's a cone-shaped tweeter for the high notes. On the back there's the handle opening, the JBL logo, and most importantly the 1/4-inch connector that you connect the speaker to the system with. The bottom of the speaker is designed so that it could stand on a flat surface on its own, or you could use the pole mount adapters to mount the speaker on a speaker stand. Now here are the cables that came included with the system, and these are your 1/4-inch plugs, and they are not the best quality wires, so in case you want to replace these, you can just replace them with any better quality cords. Now the other thing that came with this is this grounded 120 volt US type plug, as you can see, and the other end of it is just the part that plugs into the speaker with the 3 holes on it. Alright, so let's set up the system, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to plug in our 1/4-inch cables into the connectors on the back here, and you can see they're marked right and left, so just keep that in mind when you're setting up the speakers. And we're also going to plug in our power cord into the back of the unit. But before we power it up, we're going to plug in our cables onto the back of the speakers as well, and now we can power the system up. Alright, so now that we have the JBL set up over here, we're going to run some sound tests on it, and we're going to compare it to the Bose Soundock Portable. And why I chose the Bose for this particular part of the video is because most of you will probably know how a Bose Soundock sounds. And I'm not trying to make either the Bose or the JBL look better or worse than the other. That's not my plan over here. I'm just trying to show you guys what the sound difference is between these two speakers, so you can kind of make up your mind what the JBL can sound like. Now, in the past I've tried doing some reviews or comparisons between speakers, and I got a lot of negative feedback because people thought that I'm trying to make one of the speakers look worse than the other, but that's not the case. That's not why I'm doing it. Many times people ask me which speaker I recommend for certain occasions, and I can't really tell you unless I show you what they sound like. And if you know what one speaker sounds like, then you can make up your mind and see what the other speaker sounds like. And in this case, we're going to compare it to the Bose Soundock. Like I said, it's two completely different categories, so don't get me wrong on this. Now I'm going to record the sound with my Zoom H4n recorder here at the full setting, so it's going to be 96 kilohertz, 24 bits per second, set exactly the same distance from both speakers, and it's going to record continuously. Now, what I'm going to do here is we're going to use very good quality cables. So I'm going to use Monster cable jacks. I'm going to put it into the RCA input, and let's see how this tests out. And I'm going to play music from my iOS device. All I can say is, wow, this thing is stupid loud. I have to tell you that, just so that you understand what we did over here, the Bose Soundock was playing at almost full volume, while the JBL was playing at less than 50% of its top volume capability. Now, if I would have played it any louder than that, it would have probably washed the Bose out completely, and it would have blown the windows out on my apartment. So, but don't get me wrong, like I said, it's two different ball games. I just wanted you to see the difference between these two speakers, so you have an understanding how loud this could be in real life, if you know how the Bose Soundock sounds. Alright guys, this is it for today. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please let me know, and I'll try to answer it back as soon as I can. I'll see you next time.